Why should we work with you? This is the question that will make or break 90% of agencies. In one short, concise answer, you need to make them understand that if they choose not to work with you, they're losing big. They need to see that it would actually cost them more to choose not to work with you compared to if they actually agreed to work with your agency. A social media marketing agency is supposed to help other businesses get more leads, more clients, usually through social media marketing. 99% of businesses want to get more leads, more clients, and more revenue. E-commerce brands, info product sellers, done-for-you service providers, they all want to grow their monthly income. Now, some people will wonder, well, why would those businesses hire a social media marketing agencies to run ad campaigns on social media to acquire new leads and customers when they could just do it themselves? Well, if we think about it, we can apply the same logic to eating at a restaurant. You could just say, well, why do people go out and eat at restaurants? They could just cook the food themselves, right? People go to restaurants because it offers an experience. It's a convivial setting. They usually bring their family or their friends, but it's also practical because when you go out to eat, you don't need to prepare the food. You can just order it and it's gonna come. You don't have to worry about anything else. You pay, you get what you want. It's that simple. So just like people like to go out to restaurants, businesses of all types and in all industries hire social media marketing agencies to take care of the lead generation and customer acquisition process. And also, what you need to understand is that when a business hires another business to do the work for them, compared to hiring more employees that are going to do the work on a daily basis, it's usually a lot less expensive for businesses to hire other businesses because employees need wages, sick days, holidays. On the other hand, when a business hires a social media marketing agency to get more leads and more customers, they're paying you for the outcome that you provide. If you go on a holiday, they're not going to pay you. If you're sick and you don't do the work, they're not going to pay you. They pay you solely for the end result. So in that sense, they have a lot more option and a lot more flexibility if they hire a social media marketing agency compared to employing more people. Now, there's a huge mistake that I see lots of beginners making when they want to start their own social media marketing agency. What they do is they completely go about it the wrong way. They stress themselves out over details. I personally believe that registering your company legally before you even have your first contract, your first client, I think it's a waste of time and a big mistake, especially for beginners. Because when you're starting a business, you have to think about every possible scenario. You can succeed, but you can also fail. What if the social media marketing agency doesn't work? What if you want to start another business? Maybe you think that, yes, you want to start a social media marketing agency, but maybe you're going to start to really be interested in dropshipping the next month. You don't know. Most countries, they let you operate as a sole trader, so you should be taking advantage of it. Not to mention the fact that setting up a company or closing it if you need to, it costs a lot of money. So registering your company legally before you've made your first dollars, it's impractical and it's not the best nor the smartest solution. In reality, you can get your agency up and running for as low as $0. All you need is to first come up with a name for your agency and a basic logo. This is not something that should take you a long time. Coming up with a name for your agency, it should take no longer than 15 minutes. And if you want to come up with a logo as well, it should take you no more than a few hours if you do it yourself. And if you don't know how to make the logo for yourself, well, you can always go on Fiverr.com or Upwork and hire a freelancer for as little as $5 to make the logo for you. Now again, don't stress over the details. Your agency name or the logo that you have, it's not what determines if you're going to be successful or not. I mean, literally, one of the biggest companies in the world, and you know it, it's called Apple. As you can see, you don't have to have a fancy agency name or even a fancy logo. Now, if you're really overthinking it, because I know some people really struggle with that, they overthink everything, especially perfectionist people out there, you could, for instance, use your initials to create your agency name. So let's say that your last name is Williams. You could call your agency Williams Media, Williams Agency, Williams Consulting. And don't think that just because you choose a logo right now, that it's set in stone. You can always change it later on. I mean, if you look at Apple, for instance, you can see that their logo changed over time. Their first logo, they didn't stick with it. It evolved over time. Perfect. Now you have your agency name and logo. Okay, let's get some clients, you may say. But wait a second. The next step is crucial. This is what breaks or makes most agency owners. You have to understand that as the CEO, as the founder of your agency, you are the one running the show. You are the one making the decisions and calling calling the shots. The success of your agency is directly correlated to your decision-making process and to your ability to get things done. And this is especially true in the beginning, when you don't have any employees yet or any freelancers working for you, and you're basically running a one-man show, meaning it's only you that's working. This is why it is of the utmost importance that you let go of your fears and doubts and limiting beliefs. For instance, it doesn't matter how old you are to start your agency. No, you're not too young or too old or too whatever. You can always learn and have more skills and become a better version of yourself. So there are no excuses. Doesn't matter if you're 23, 18, like some people literally start their agency at 14 years old. Because right now there's probably something that you tell yourself in your head. Like maybe people won't take you seriously because you're too young, or because you have an accent, or because you're a woman, or because whatever. This is just an excuse. You have to understand that your brain doesn't care about your goals. The only thing that your brain wants is to stay safe. Your brain is programmed to keep you safe from danger or from perceived threats. But you have to realize that when you're starting your own social media marketing agency, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So you have to literally understand that, okay, your brain has all of those fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, but that in the end, it's up to you. Are you going to listen to it or not? So no matter who you are, no matter your background or anything, or your age, you can start an agency. Stripe allows you to open up an account and accept payments like as young as 13 years of age. I know that a lot of people, they're worried that the business owners, when they get on a meeting with them, they're not going to take them seriously because they're too young and because they could seem inexperienced. And you have to understand that regardless of your age, regardless of your race, regardless of your accent, regardless of whether you're a woman or whatever, sometimes the prospects, they're going to give you a hard time anyway because they want to test you. They want to see if you know what you're talking about. But this is just business. And when you're on a meeting with another business owner, they're not going to hire you because you're 30 years old or because you're 15 years old. They don't care about any of that. The only reason they're going to hire you and give you that wire transfer is because they genuinely believe that you can help them solve the problem that they have. And in the case of a social media marketing agency, the problem that you solve is to help them get more leads and more customers. That's it. Plain and simple. If someone were to pitch me, and lots of people do, I don't take into account how old they are. I just look at what their offer is and how can that benefit me. And it's the same for literally any business owner. So it is time to cast your doubts aside and to start your own marketing agency anyway. You're always going to have doubts. Even the people that you see that they make it big, they make millions and even billions per year, they're always having doubts when they're attacking, when they're launching a new project. They can't see the future. They can't predict it. They can only do the actions that they believe will lead them to the outcomes that they want. But they never have a guarantee that everything is going to turn out well. So you have to be willing to bet on yourself and to trust yourself. Doubts and fear of failure, it's just part of the process. And until you accept it, you're not going to be able to start your business. So don't beat yourself up for being human. Good, you have your agency name, logo, and you've decided to set aside the doubts and fears that were preventing you from getting started. Now, there is a very important step that if you completely miss, you are ruining your chances of succeeding in the SMMA business. You now need to pick a niche. I've seen so many people get lost in the trap of thinking that one niche is somehow better than all other niches. A frequently asked question is literally, what niche should I pick for my agency? Or you can see those YouTube videos, 10 best niches, 12 best niches for social media marketing agencies. Lots of beginners on meetings with me, they asked me, like, I have those 3 niches. I want to target roofers, solar companies, and real estate agents. Which one do you think I should pick? Which one is the best? The truth is that the niche that you pick, it's not going to make or break your agency. On the other hand, what is for sure going to break your agency is constantly switching from one niche to the other because you think that one is better than the other. You have to pick something and stick with it for long enough to get the results that you want. So pick one niche and stick to it for at least 6 to 12 months bare minimum. And another huge mistake that I see lots of beginners making is that they're picking multiple niches at the same time. So for instance, they target e-commerce businesses, local businesses, gyms, I mean everything pretty much. Some people literally even just target businesses in general. The thing that you have to understand is that your agency will be stuck to $0 per month unless you actually focus on one single niche. Apple started with one computer. They didn't even sell iPhones back then, and yet now they're completely dominating the space. And I hear you, a concern that most people have is that if they only pick one niche, that they're going to struggle to get clients, or that because it's such a small niche, they're going to struggle to reach out to leads and to sign clients. And they also believe that they will be stuck, that they're going to max max out their capacity to get more clients basically. That is simply not true. Because to begin with, if you manage to dominate in your niche, in your market, you will be able to scale with ease and you won't have to worry about where is the next client going to come from. When you're number one, people are coming to you. Even in the top 10, people are coming to you. And let's say, for the sake of the example, that you did max out. Like, let's say you target gyms. You've sold every possible gym in the local area. Well, you can just expand into the next city, into the next country. You don't have to be stuck. So for instance, you could begin by targeting e-commerce brands that sell workout clothing for men. And then let's say that you maxed out. You got every single business is working with you in that niche. You can just always expand into adjacent niches. So for instance, what you could do is that now you're targeting e-commerce brands that sell workout clothing for men, but also e-commerce brands that sell supplements for fitness enthusiasts. So as you can see, you will never run out of people to reach out to and of clients to sign. You don't have to worry about that. Now the next step is to pick a service to sell and to craft an irresistible offer that would make people feel stupid to say no. And the simplest way to do that is simply to match your own skills and what the market wants and needs. So in simple words, you need to find out what it is that you're good at and how it could benefit your customers. Remember that businesses, they hire SMMAs to get more leads and more customers. You could be really good at website design. You could have some experience in Facebook ads. You could be really good at creating short-form content. From then on, you can find the gap in the market by figuring out what your prospects want and providing it to them. So for instance, you could do short-form content for e-commerce brands in the pet niche on Instagram and TikTok. Now some of you are going to say, but I don't know how to run ads. I can't write SEO articles. I don't know how to do short-form content. What should I do? Do I just give up on my dream to start a social media marketing agency? Don't worry, I got you covered. You are the agency owner, but it doesn't mean that you have to do the work yourself for your clients. You can act as a middleman and instead of doing the work yourself, hire freelancers or delegate the work to contractors. We will talk more about this in the section of this video titled How to Deliver Your Service. So don't worry if you don't have any skills, just watch this video till the end and you will know exactly how you can have other people do the work for you without having to spend money up front. But don't limit yourself by thinking that the only viable services that you could offer to your clients as a social media marketing agency are Facebook ads, website designing, SEO Google rankings, or things like that. Like some people literally run OnlyFans marketing agencies. Now here comes the tricky question. How much should you price your service? So here are the most common pricing models that most agencies use. Pay-per-results. So you receive a commission after the work is completed if the results are good. Upfront, meaning that your clients will pay you the money they owe you upfront before you begin working together, and the payment can usually happen on the business meeting with the business owner. And then there's upfront plus a percentage, meaning that your clients will pay you the money they owe you upfront, and you will also receive a percentage of the profit. Think of it like the real estate agents having a base salary, but they also receive a commission on the price of the house or the apartment they sold. And if you're a complete beginner, the first model, the pay-per-results model, it could be your best bet because it's going to allow you to gain the business owner's trust. This works especially well if you have no social proof at the moment, because you can heavily insist on the fact that they literally have nothing to lose by hiring you, since you will only get paid if they get the desired results. They will be more inclined to give it a shot and to see if you can actually help them to get more leads and more customers. Now that you've got your agency set up and ready to go, it's time for the rubber to meet the road. It's time for you to reach out to some potential clients. This is the part that gets really exciting, so bear with me here. If you target e-com businesses, and by the way, this applies to every single niche, ask yourself where those businesses congregate online. You can either target the Instagram pages of those businesses, the Facebook pages of those businesses, or you can find the founders of the companies that you target on LinkedIn or even in Facebook groups. And for local businesses, the best way to find them is to simply do a very simple Google search. The goal, once you find qualified leads that you can reach out to, is to simply send them a message, just to spark their interest and see if they would be willing to speak with you. You would ask them if they want to get on a quick call with you so that you can show them exactly how you can help them get more clients and more customers through what you do. So for instance, if you do UGC content on TikTok, you could ask them if they they would be interested to hop on a quick call with you so that you can show them your process that you use to generate more leads and more customers for their business using UGC content on TikTok or Facebook ads or SEO rankings, whatever it is that you offer as a service. Now, once you have people on those calls, how do you close the meetings? So we're going to jump into my computer and I'm going to show you step by step how you close a meeting. So the first part is the warm-up process. So this is a very simple part. You just ask them, how are you? Where are you from? Some very simple questions to break the ice. Step number 2 is called the diagnosis. So you're going to ask them questions about their business and what problems they're facing, what they've tried before to get customers, and what they think is blocking them, preventing them from going to the next level. You basically ask them simple questions to understand their current situation and why they want the thing that they want. The third step is the offer. So you basically explain how your service can help them to fix the problems that they have told you about, and you make it unreasonable for them to say no. And this is what we teach our students to do. We show them how to create irresistible offers that make people feel stupid saying no. Because the thing that you need to understand is that even if you have the best possible offer in the market, some people are just always going to say no. Not everyone will end up becoming a client, but that's okay because there's plenty of fish in the sea. And if you want to be going into sales calls with more ease and more confidence, you need to understand this mental shift. You have to understand that if they're not working with you, they're losing, you're winning. They're losing because they're going to keep doing the same thing that doesn't work over and over again, and they will not grow their business, or at least it's going to take them longer to find a solution on their own. But you're winning because even if they don't become a client, you learn and you can always reach out to more and more people, and then you will get more clients. So either way, you win, they lose. And when you have this mindset, this shift in how you think, you will not be afraid to go into a sales call because you know it's low pressure. Either they work with you or they don't, but either way, you come out of the sales call as a winner. You learn or you win. That's simple. Step number 4 is the close. So that's when the price question comes up. When you've said your price, be silent. You want them to process the information. And if they ask you if you are still on the call with them, you simply say yes. The goal is to have a clear-cut yes or no from the prospect on the call. Now, this works great on paper, but some people are going to tell you that they need to think about it, and that's okay. You simply want to ask them when they will have made their decision and pinpoint an exact date and time when it's okay for you to reach out to them and to see if they've decided to move forward with your services or not. And if yes, awesome. If no, you just move on to the next prospect. Congratulations, you signed your first client. But wait, what comes after that? What comes after that is getting paid. And if there is one rule that you need to live by as an agency owner, is that as long as you do not have the money, as long as the client hasn't paid you, they are not an actual client. They could change their mind right before they send you the wire transfer for no reason. Some people are actually going to say, yes, I'm going to work with you. Yes, I'm going to send you the money. And you send them the invoice and they just disappear. You never hear again from them. Sometimes you're going to reach out to those people, ask them, hey, I sent you the invoice, or ask them, you were interested in working with us, what's going on? Did you change your mind? And they're going to leave you on read. So when this happens, you have to keep sending them a few follow-up messages, but then you just have to move on to another prospect. You cannot waste your time with someone who changed their mind. So don't go out and celebrate with your family and friends before you received the bank transfer. The ideal is to get paid on the call when you're with the prospect. That way you avoid any disappointment and they can start working with you right away. So whenever a prospect on the call, they tell you that they want to work with your agency, they want to hire you, you should always immediately offer the option to send the invoice right now and to do the payment on the call. Remember that the sooner the better, because between the moment you're on the call and the moment they actually send you the money through the invoice, they could be pitched by 100 other people, 100 other agencies. So you have to do your best to make it so that the payment comes as quickly as possible. Congratulations, you started your agency, you picked a niche, you found a name, created a logo, you set aside your doubts and fears, and you reached out to some people and you got your first closed deal, your first client. You will remember this forever. But now it's time to deliver on the service that you are providing. Now there are 2 ways that you can go about this. The first way to go about it is to do the work for the client yourself. This can be a good idea, especially if you're just starting out in business and you have the knowledge, you have the skills as to how you can deliver your client's results. But the downside of this approach is that the time that you spend working for your client, it's time taken away from prospecting and reaching out to more potential clients. clients. So what can you do instead? Instead, you can find contractors online that are going to do the work for you. So instead of getting in the trenches yourself and grinding day in, day out, you can simply act as a middleman and hire freelancers to do the work for you. And then you deliver that work to your clients. So you're paid by the business, you pay the freelancer, and you basically deliver the service and you receive a cut. So basically your job would be to find the client and to find the freelancer, one that's qualified, that can do the work on time, and then you transfer the work from your freelancer to your client and you keep the profit. And you know, just because you do this doesn't mean that your business is any less legitimate than other businesses. You have to understand that a lot of businesses, they use this form of fulfillment method to service their clients. Airbnb, for instance, they don't have apartments that they rent, they're just the platform and people list their own apartments. Same thing with Amazon. Amazon sells their own product, yes, but they started as a bookstore, so they didn't write the books themselves, they just sold the books. And nowadays on Amazon, probably 95% of the things that you buy on Amazon, they are not sold directly by Amazon. They're sold by third-party vendors. Amazon is the platform. Same thing with YouTube. YouTube does create some content, but you will agree with me that 95% of the content on YouTube is not made directly by YouTube. YouTube is the platform. And even the big social media marketing agencies, they hire beginners, beginner website developers, SEO experts, YouTube ads experts, and then their employees do the work for them and they deliver it to their clients and the employees receive a salary. It makes a lot of sense to hire freelancers and contractors to do the work for you because it's going to free up a lot of time that you can use for prospecting, reaching out to more potential customers, and closing more deals. And also, you can always find freelancers, contractors that are going to do work that has a better quality than you would yourself, simply because they've been doing it for decades. Some people have been building websites for 10 years and more. Some people have been running Facebook ads for like 5 years, so they will be more experienced and more qualified than you. Now, how do you go about finding those people? The freelancers, the contractors. The first way, and the most simple way really, is to go into a Facebook group for Facebook ads, for instance, for contractors, for freelancers, and you simply post your offer. Ask exactly what you need. So for instance, if you need someone to run Facebook ads, then go into a Facebook ads group or into a freelancing group in general and ask if anyone knows how to run Facebook ads, because you would be interested and you need someone to run Facebook ads for you. You can also go on platforms such as Fiverr.com or Upwork.com and post a job offer. Lots of people are going to reach out to you and you will have to decide who is more fit for the job that you have. Now that you have the step-by-step guide on how you can start a successful social media marketing agency in 2023, the only thing left is to get started. So I hope this video was helpful, and let me know in the comments down below, what is your niche, what is your offer, so that I can give you some free advice, and I will see you in the next one.